Yeah, here we have my MRI scan results from April 23. I get these letters every year, or, you know, when I have an MRI scan. So I'm used to them. I feel like now, because I'm post 15 years, I'm just a little bit more interested in how the results are coming back now. Yeah, because I'm 15 years post MS diagnosis and 14 years post my CAMPATH treatment. And I do remember reading something about the CAMPATH treatment and the trial, and it said something like they weren't really sure about how the CAMPATH was continuing to sort of help and halt the disease after about 10 years. Well, as I was saying, I'm post 10 years now on the treatment, and I've been pretty good, but there's always that bit of doubt in your mind, like when could I relapse, when might I relapse? And I have relapsed within the space of those 15 years. I've never been one of those people that have constantly worried about my MS. In fact, if at all really, which is to some degree slightly worrying, slightly concerning. I've yet to really figure out that aspect of myself and wonder whether I still have like a grieving process to go through. I don't think so, because I think that I am managing it, and I think that to some degree I have just coped in my own way. So I just try and focus really every day as it comes. And if there's an issue with my MS, and if there's days where I have really bad times with my multiple sclerosis, then I deal with it then. I try not really and dwell on the could be's or the what ifs, because I just feel like that's just more of an emotional burden and more of an emotional stress that really I could kind of do without, on top of everything else. So anyway, the letter and my results. I have received the results of Laura's MRI brain scan. She has previously been treated with alemtuzumab in 2010. When compared to the previous scan of December 2021, there are no new lesions. So that's great news. It goes on to say that overall the appearances are consistent with the diagnosis of multiple sclerosis, and it appears that the disease is radiology static. That's hospital jargon for basically saying that there are no new lesions, and any existing lesions are just remain static and they're not enhancing in any way. I think it's really important to understand where your multiple sclerosis is at different stages. I mean, really, I was only having MRI scans because of the trial and the treatment that I was on. I'm assuming that the hospital wanted to see what was going on with my brain and my spine post-treatment, to see if there was any differences sort of pre-treatment to post-treatment, which there has been a huge benefit in having that treatment. I started off with about 20 lesions in my brain and spinal area, and now looking at the brain scans and the spinal cord scans, I have about 8 lesions in total, and that I would say is down to the treatment. I can't really imagine that it would be down to anything else. It would just be too coincidental. Because of what I talked about earlier, in wanting to get on with my life and not have this constant like burden, as it were, of MS like hanging over my shoulder. Because to be quite honest, unless I have a relapse, or unless I have pain every day, or I have fatigue or something that, you know, bothers me with my MS, I don't think about my MS. I'm just a normal 42-year-old who just wants to enjoy life and wants to kind of make the most of what I have. I don't want to think about this all the time as like it's just like this thing that's there. I'm wondering whether to make a conscious decision to kind of step away from having these MRI scans every year, because it is just a constant reminder. It is just this constant, you know, I don't know, I can't explain it. Once you go through 15 years of having MS, or even longer, because I know there are people out there who've had it for 25 plus years, and I know this will be a bit of a controversial discussion, and there'll be people shouting at the screen, what are you doing, Laura? Have the support, take the support. But honestly, it's I think until you've been there and done it, I mean this in the nicest way possible, because honestly they've helped me so much, but you do feel like this little hospital guinea pig. But honestly, I mean it in the nicest way possible, because without me being a guinea pig and without the hospital, I really don't feel like I would be where I am. So I'm hugely indebted to the Cardiff University team forever. Yeah, and definitely like all of them there. I love them. But again, I haven't actually decided. I'm just saying that I'm not sure whether I will continue to have constant MRIs. I might not. I don't know. Anyway, I wanted to update you with that really, because after 15 years of having MS, I think now I've come into this mindset of just finding things that work for me, living my life as much as I possibly can. And I am just going to say that it's hard for like people watching me, because, you know, I don't look like I have MS, and a lot of the time that's the thing that people will say most of all. You don't look like you have MS, and I know I don't look like I have MS. Maybe I should film on the days where I'm really bad, and then that might show people a different side to it, and maybe that's what I should do more of. I have done a few of those videos, but it doesn't really show the true side of it. And to be honest, when you feel like that, you just don't have the energy to film. But anyway, my point is that I do still have really bad things from my MS. I still struggle massively with my arm, and in fact I've got a new symptom with my arm, which is a bit disappointing, but you know, hey ho, it's what it is. But I'm getting help and support there. Everyone's going to be different with their MS, and I can't sit here and say that, you know, after 15 years your journey will be like mine, because it won't, because everybody's MS is completely different. Everybody that I know, their MS has been completely different to mine. Their journey's been completely different to mine. We can still speak and talk and get together and chat, because it's a huge support to know that there is support out there, but yet our journeys are going to be totally different, and they will be, and yours will be to mine. I just want you to really know that, you know, after 15 years there is still hope and you can still have, you know, a good life, and there are results like that which are really positive. So I'm sorry that I've gone on a bit, but sometimes, you know, I think like, God, sometimes I think I do these videos and they're like 15 minutes long, and then I think, well, I couldn't possibly tell you my life with MS, even in like a year. I just couldn't. So I try and tell you as much as I can and share as much as I can, because hopefully these videos will be as helpful to you as maybe they are cathartic to me to help. I don't know. I hope so. Even if I've just helped one person, then I feel like I've done the thing that I wanted to do. I hope everybody is well and keeping well with their MS or any neurological, chronic pain, condition, anything that you have. And I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.